Now, when it comes to your recitation in the Quran and the mistakes that you make, and we said the objective of tajweed is that you don't fall into any mistakes. However, not all mistakes in tajweed are the same. They're not at the same level. There are two types of mistakes. Okay, two levels. The first level is al-lahan al-jali. The second level is al-lahan al-khafi. What's the difference between the two? Al-lahan al-jali is when you make a mistake where you change the actual structure of the word itself. Okay, then that is a mistake, is a major mistake, which if you do it intentionally, obviously, if out of mistake, then Allah doesn't hold us accountable for our mistakes. But if you are neglectful when it comes to this, whereby you mix up between two letters or the fathas or the kasras, what's happening now is you're changing the meaning of the Quran. Okay, and even if you don't change the meaning is not correct anymore, is it? If you change the ta to a ya, or you change the fatha to a kasra. And we all know how the Arabic language is a language, or a very rich language, whereby just a haraka can make a major difference. You know, when you're reading Surah Al-Fatiha, just changing a haraka could be the difference between tawheed and shirk. Okay, if you say, for example, Sirat al-ladina an'amta alayhim, guide me to the path of Allah, O Allah, that you have bestowed your favor upon. That's the tawheed, obviously that's the correct way, because Allah is the one that has bestowed his favor upon them. If you say an'amtu, the path of those that I have bestowed my favor upon, then of course this is shirk. You know, you've put yourself at the status of the Rabb. Obviously no one would do that on purpose, but I'm just showing you the dangers of this lahan al-jali. Okay, and this is what we have addressed in the Quran reading course. So the Quran reading course was about avoiding lahan al-jali. So those of you that have graduated inshallah from the Quran reading course, and those of you that know how to read from the Mus'haf, you know how to pronounce every letter properly, as in no two letters sound the exact same, and you know the difference between the fathas and the kasras and the dhammas and the shadda and what have you. When you're reciting the Quran, inshallah, you don't fall into lahan al-jali, inshallah. Okay, so they gave some examples here. ومن ذلك قراءة قوله وطبع على قلوبهم بإبدال الطاء تاء أو ضم التاء من قوله سبحانه صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, and so on and so forth. They gave some examples. I already gave one of the examples that you are most likely familiar with. Okay, or ونادى نوح ربه. Okay, if you make it ربه, or وإذ ابتلى إبراهيم ربه, when your Lord tested Ibrahim with some words. If you change it to ربه, then it means that Ibrahim tested his Lord. Very dangerous. طيب. Then we have اللحن الخفي. اللحن الخفي. And this is the mistake that you make in tajweed, which only those people that are experts in tajweed, or those that know the knowledge of tajweed, they would pick up. Okay, but the meaning hasn't changed. Okay, for example, the med, when it should be like 6 haraka, if you make it 4 harakas, you don't stretch it enough. Or for example, your idghams, so your ikhfas, for example, if you don't do the ikhfa properly, or the ghunna or the idgham, these kind of mistakes is lahan khafi. Okay, your recitation is not wrong in a sense that you've changed the meaning of the Quran. Okay, so what's the ruling of these two types of mistakes? We mentioned already that lahan al-jali is haram. If it changes the meaning or if it doesn't change, it's haram. Specifically if you do it on purpose. Okay, if you do it on purpose, like really on purpose, it might even take you out of the fold of Islam, because you're changing the words of Allah. But if you do it not on purpose but out of neglect, you're just being careless, then you could also be held accountable for that. Okay, and it's even the lahan al-jali, like I said, it doesn't mean that if you don't do it on purpose, you're not held accountable. You're not held accountable if it's out of a mistake, but if it's out of neglect, like I said, you don't care. You don't read to a sheikh. You don't actually learn your Quran properly. You just pick up the Mus'haf and you just read. La, you cannot. Dear brothers and sisters, you can't learn the Quran by yourself. Okay? For indeed, if anyone could learn the Quran by himself, the companions would have done so. Or Prophet ﷺ himself. He took it from Jibreel alayhi salam, and he used to revise with Jibreel alayhi salam. So in Ramadan, didn't Prophet ﷺ used to read to Jibreel? Okay? So if he is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who the Quran got revealed to, is reading to Jibreel, revising, who are me and you then? How can any of us then learn the Quran by ourselves? It's not possible. So one of the biggest ways that people fall into the lahm al-jali, which changes the meaning of the Quran, is because they try to learn the Quran by themselves. ما يصير ما يصلح. Okay. And then we have اللحن الخفي. طبعا if you don't have access, that's a different story. But if you are able to find a Quran teacher, maybe online, maybe in person, then you need to go out there and at least read your Fatiha to such a person and the surahs that you read in your salah. طيب حكم اللحن الخفي. Then if you make a mistake in the lahn al-jali, al-khafi, sorry, then inshallah you're not held accountable and it's not haram, specifically if you don't know those rulings, okay? But it's good to know it because that's how the Quran was revealed. At the end of the day, that's how the Quran was revealed, so that's how we should learn it.